Hey guys, Brian Goes Blue.
And Coco too.
Back again with another video for you guys today. We went to Spooky Empire Horror Convention last month. I think the weekend started October 22nd through the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 24th, we ended up going to Halloween Horror Nights afterwards, after Spooky Empire. So it was a fun-filled weekend.
It was busy. Jam-packed with lots of spooky fun.
Yep, we're finally getting around to putting the video together for you guys and showing you what we did that weekend. And we got footage from some of the guest panels. We got footage from the vendor room.
Mm-hmm. Just walking around
footage
the hotel,
of the hotel,
the beautiful hotel we stayed at.
We're gonna show you guys in a little bit. We got a little we're just gonna put a bunch of the clips together and then have it all like that.
Yeah, we said to follow us on Instagram, that we'd have all of it in our stories, and honestly, we just really took in the weekend.
Yeah.
We were watching Addams Family in our room.
Mm-hmm.
One night we went and just went to the pool at nighttime and just went night swimming, and we just kind of took it all. We were just taking it all in.
Yeah, we just enjoyed ourselves.
We kind of stayed off the social media and just enjoyed. And honestly, that was really nice, and it was good because we took video and footage for now.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna bring to you now.
And we're not. I don't know about her, but I'm not too big into. I mean, I remember every now and then I like getting an autograph here or there, but I'm not too huge in having to get autographs for everything.
Oh yeah, we do have. Well, we can talk about that later, but we do have a story about almost getting an autograph.
Yeah. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Our things are the guest panels, like the Q&A panels, and just seeing the celebrities answer questions from everybody and everything.
Yeah.
Those are cooler than even meeting them, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, and we have a surprise when it comes to one of those guest panels too. You're gonna see that in one of our clips.
Yep.
I don't know if you can read my mind. Usually we're pretty on par. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but
so people there we saw CJ Graham.
Oh yeah, here, let me pull this out so you can.
Yeah, we saw.
Look at it and show it.
CJ Graham. We saw. Oh, this is the guide book for the weekend, by the way.
Yep.
We saw the cast of Terrifier and the director.
Mm-hmm. So that was really fun.
David Howard Thornton, Damien Leone, Catherine Corcoran, and Jenna Cannell.
And let me just say, it was really cool having the director there. That was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
He had such a good, a different perspective than, I don't know, I love that.
We had a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 reunion with Lisa Wilcox, Tuesday night, Brooke Thies, and Brooke Bundy, and Toy Newkirk.
Yep. And Ronnie Blakely.
And Ronnie Blakely was
there.
And
we saw them all weekend. We kept running into, we ran into the girls the most, or the women, I should say. The girls of Elm Street.
Yeah, Ronnie Blakely from the first one was there, as well as the girls from the Part 4, so.
And where's the man? Oh, Giovanni Rodriguez. We ran into him and we didn't even know it. I knew it was a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
It was late at night. We were going up to our room and this guy gets in the elevator and I was thinking to myself, he's dressed like he is somebody, but we didn't know at the time. He was one of the celebrities there doing autographs and stuff. What was he? I think he was Fear the Walking Dead.
No, he was in Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, duh.
The new Suicide Squad that James Gunn put out. He was in one of the fight scenes with Harley Quinn.
Yep, he was one of the bad guys. But it was just so cool because he was talking to us he's you guys having fun? We're like, yeah, and he's like, you excited for tomorrow? Because Saturday was the biggest day. Yeah. And we're like, yeah. He's like, yeah, it should be a good time. And he's like, have a good night. We didn't even know it was a celebrity. It was so cool.
Yeah, you just kind of bump into the celebrities there. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, keep going.
Well, we also saw Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
Who was awesome. He was probably one of my favorites for sure. Tyler Mane was there. We saw him.
And Brian is taller than Tyler Mane.
Yeah, everybody was freaking out that Tyler Mane was 6'8". I'm like, I'm 6'9". Tyler, it ain't a big deal to me, Tyler.
I really wanted him to get a picture with him just so you could see the height, but we didn't end up doing it.
So, people that canceled, Freddie Prinze Jr. canceled, so we didn't get to see him. And
Kathy Najimy, she canceled her panel. We still did get to see her in the vendor room. Of course, we can't show any footage or take pictures. I mean, because we're not media. We saw people that did, but we didn't. But we saw her in the celebrity room, and it was cool to see her.
I don't like to film in the autograph room. It's just It's
seems disrespectful.
Yeah, it's kind of
when you're not media.
When people are paying money to meet the celebrities, I think that it's kind of borderline wrong, you know.
Yep. And we didn't really see Kathy Najimy's face because she was wearing a mask, which obviously respect because everybody's doing that and that's good. But we didn't actually see her face. I kind of wish we had. But...
We also saw Oliver Robbins from Poltergeist 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
He was the little boy in that.
Yep.
And then, last but not least, we saw Robert Englund.
I'm wearing my Freddy shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to see a lot of every single panel that we went to, we took footage from. So we're going to put that next.
Yeah, next. But first, we did meet somebody that recognized us in person for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
We've never been recognized for Brian Goes Blue and Coco 2.
No. This was the highlight of the weekend for
so
me,
cool.
personally. So, yeah, should we tell the little story about it?
Well, she, I'm pretty sure she's been commenting on a live stream or two that we've had in the past.
Yeah,
so
and we just didn't know.
We didn't know. But her name was Allison. And
yeah, shout out to Allison.
Shout out to Allison.
So, like, I think it was Friday. I think it was the first
mm-hmm.
night we arrived, and we were just kind of walking around checking things out, and all of a sudden we were about to get on an escalator, and we heard, hey, you guys, I watched your YouTube channel. We turned around, we're like, is somebody talking to us? And it's this cute little, like, she's adorable. Anyway, she's holding her child. I think she had another child with her children with her. And she was like carrying her kid who I think was sleeping. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love your YouTube channel, Brian Goes Blue and Coco 2. And we're just like
what?
Like I don't want to, put words in her mouth, but in a way she seemed starstruck. Not that we're stars. Oh my God, I sound so pretentious, but she was really excited to see us.
Yeah.
But we were just as floored. We were like, oh my, like after we had the encounter and she said like, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Like, she was telling us about all the videos she'd watched.
Yep.
We literally had to walk like over to the side and we just like took a moment and like looked at each other like, did that really just happen? And actually we took video footage, so you're gonna see that too. Maybe we'll pop that in right after this. It was just such a humbling and amazing experience. Like, who would have thought that we would run into somebody that, loved our channel so much, and someone who was a fan but now we can call a friend, because we ran into her like a bunch more times that weekend, and every single time it was exciting for both of us. So the coolest part about this is the next day, I think it was Saturday, we saw her again. Didn't plan to meet up, we just were walking by and she had something for us. I put it in this spooky bag that we got from one of the vendors. She's so funny. She stopped us and said, she was holding something, and she goes, I promise I'm not a stalker, I promise I'm not crazy, but I made something for you guys. And we're like, what? And I'll let you do the honors.
This is pretty cool. We're going to be putting this right on top of our movie shelf.
Yep, it's going to be the staple of our room.
Our channel logo here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Really cool. Brian Goes Blue.
Look at that.
And Coco 2.
She made that by hand. And not only did she make by hand, like, it's awesome. Like, it's everything that we are. And that's why we do this. We do this to make friends and to be a part of this community. And this is like the coolest thing. Yeah. That is
cooler than anything we could have bought.
You know what? And honestly, we said that. We're about to show our haul. It's nothing like it was earlier in the year. We really just, like I said earlier, took everything in, and getting this first before we even stepped foot into the vendor room was like, there's nothing we can buy at this event that's going to top this. So we didn't even try. So Allison, thank you. And your husband and your kids, from the bottom of our hearts. We love you so much. We were so happy to meet you. And we're happy to be able to call you a friend now.
And with that being said, we'll be back shortly and watch these cool clips of us in the vendor room and the hotel and all the
possibly Halloween Horror Nights. I don't know if we got any footage.
Panels.
I think we did. Yeah, definitely the celebrity panels.
So
yeah, enjoy, guys. We'll be back in a little bit.
Hey guys, Brian Goes Blue
and Coco 2.
Back in with another video for you today. We're doing a vlog video this weekend of Spooky Empire.
Woo!
That's where we're at right now.
We're here, we made it!
Day one of our horror convention in Orlando, Florida, the 22nd through the 24th of October. We're going to be here all weekend, so it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to show you some panels, little pieces of panels that we go to attend.
Costumes that we see, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more this time.
You're going to see the vendor room, all sorts of stuff. So stay tuned. We're going to have a little vlog style video for you. So yeah.
We're going to rush off now because we got to go see CJ Graham real quick. And the girls of Elm Street. Yeah, the girls mostly from the 4th Elm Street film, but there's also the mom from the first movie is going to be there too. So really cool. Yeah, stay tuned.
I think the thing that fans like about horror movies, especially the 80s concept that they put together, is the simplicity. I mean, how many people have seen Fast and Furious? I mean, listen, great franchise. But I gotta be honest, how many times can you jump on an airplane, land on a plane, do a backflip, pick up a 50-pound machine gun, land on your feet and blow it away? We all know it's great green screen, it's great stunts, they are fantastic. But when you see a Jason or Michael Myers come out, that's your neighbor. You look out the window and that person's just standing there looking at you, and the reality factor of the simplicity that could happen. I mean, you go outside and go out to the back garage, sometimes you hear noises and the realistic opportunity that Jason or Michael Myers could be out there. We've all seen people in clowns. How many people in here are really scared of clowns? Exactly.
For some reason, though, I don't know. It's on. I'm having a hard time understanding. Just introduce yourself and the part in your movie and all that good stuff. Okay, my name is Brooke Bundy. Into the mic. On delay. Yes. It's on. Yeah, I play Elaine Parker, the bad mom.
Hi, everybody. I'm the other Brooke. I'm Brooke Thies. I play Debbie, aka the Bug Girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Toy.
Hello. Hello. Brookie changed her hair. So this is Brookie with her real hair. I'm Toy Newkirk. I play Sheila. Want to suck face? I'm not asking. I'm telling you.
Yes. Elise Wilcox. Now I'm not on, but
I was on. Now I'm on. Okay. So
I think they're turning on.
Off. Lisa Wilcox, Alice Johnson, and yes, I had red hair in the movie.
Gotcha. Can't mistake the eyes though, for sure.
Yeah, it will give it a second.
Okay. 1 second.
Straight. Yeah.
Hi, on Tuesday night, and I played Kristen.
Yes.
I'm Ronnie Blakely, and I played Marge, Nancy's mom, in 901.
So nervous because I was already a fan, you know, and like, oh my god, you know, so I was really nervous. It was like the first day before school, you know, when you can't sleep kind of thing. But he's just ever so gracious and just down to earth and made us all, I think, feel incredibly comfortable, professional. We were all working hard to do the best project that we could. We also had some fun laughs, and I remember sitting in the makeup trailer, remember that? So the dyed red hair had to be done every day, so I would have like 2 blow dryers on me, or whatever. It took time. And Robert, of course, you know about getting his makeup put on, so we had many a time conversations in the makeup trailer talking about, well, not necessarily movies. I remember he was remodeling his bathroom, and we were talking about grout colors. So, you know, like we just had all of it, just great rapport, and it was awesome.
As Uncle Robert. You know, I remember, of course, spending time with him in the dressing room, but I remember being on set, and Rennie was telling him to peel the apple, but don't worry about it sticking, like, in one full, and there was a challenge. It was almost like a male thing, like, no, I can do it. And he's like, no, really, you don't have to do it. And he's like, no, I can do this. And I was just watching him. I was like, you can't do that. It's like, you know, it's fine. And all of a sudden he's staring at me. Because I think he felt my energy of like, I didn't believe in him. And he just starts doing it. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, holy shit, he's magical. He's like a unicorn.
It was
how long it took for my costume, my prosthetics, and the whole, yeah, so that's most common.
Because that was you. It wasn't the stunt double, correct?
Say
That was you in most of that.
Me.
Yeah. Your face.
And I was even in the cockroach in the Roche Motel. A lot of people don't know that. In the forefront, I was in the cockroach costume, and in the background was a anatomical and remote-controlled cockroach. But I was in the cockroach, so a lot of people don't know that. So yeah, they had wires going up my back for the antenna. So people, I think people thought it was a fake one too. But yeah, if you look really closely, you can see I had these skin kind of rubber gloves that went all the way up to here, and Screaming Mad George airbrushed them all, so they were very blended in. But you can see my hands pushing myself up. Ooh,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brookie. Happy birthday to you.
All right, so hey guys, so the coolest thing just happened. We got noticed at Spooky Empire here.
Yeah, we were walking out of a panel and somebody ran up behind us. Her name's Allison. Hi, Allison.
Hello.
And kiddos. She ran up to us and was like, "Oh my God, I love your guys' channel. I watch you guys all the time. I love the One Chip Challenge." And we were just like, "What?"
First time we've been noticed in
Yeah,
public,
so
so
we
wanted to shout you out for that.
Yeah, that meant so much to us. We've never had that happen to us before. We watch so many YouTubers and like we get all starstruck, and it's like, it's cool. It was really cool that you stopped us. It was so nice meeting you. And yeah, so we're at Spooky, guys. We're having a great time. It's the first day, and we got a lot of stuff to show you, so stay tuned.
Yep. And so here's the hotel we're staying at for Spooky Empire. Let me back this camera up a little bit. The Hyatt Regency. And you got this awesome pool down here. Beautiful.
I don't think you can see the hot tub from here. There is a hot tub down there.
There's a hot tub there?
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, there's a hot tub down there. And the water slide, we can't see it. But there's a water slide too.
Yeah, there's a water slide over there. You can see it. Right there.
I think they already closed it.
When I'm being sucked into the closet, they said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a harness on you, you're gonna be, have like wired to the wall, and we're gonna turn the room around. And that's how you're gonna look like you're being swallowed. And I was kind of a rough and tumble kid, and I love things like that. And I was just having so much fun. So yes, the scenes themselves were scary when it was all put together, but the film was entirely shot out of order, and all of the special effects were laid in afterwards too. In fact, we were like on set, we were like, I asked Toby, I was like, what am I scared of? What am I screaming at? And he said, we don't know, but ILM, they're coming up with the scariest thing that you could possibly think of. So just think of that scariest thing when you're looking at that blank wall.
So what were you imagining?
Well, it's funny, people ask me if I was scared of being in the movie or was it frightening. And in fact, I really wasn't, scared of the film. The filmmaking was fun. I was scared of my own childhood. I think, whether you believe it or not, I think I grew up in this haunted house. And I grew up in this townhouse in New York City. It was built in the 1870s. Believe it or not, it was a whorehouse right after the Civil War. And there was this red velvet room that no one changed for whatever reason. This was in the 1970s. And the room dropped temperature. And my dad, who was like a tough guy, never believed in anything like that. But he even said, God, the room is like cold. And I used to sit in my bed, in my little bedroom, and I thought I heard people walking up the stairs, like creak. And my mom said to me, she tried to reassure me, and she said, no, it's nothing, it's just a house settling. And even to this day, in my mind, I heard someone walking up the stairs. So to answer your question, I was thinking about these experiences in this haunted house growing up at that point. And I was terrified. So I kind of tapped into those terrors as a kid.
In the house.
I actually did. Universal invited me to it, and that was to be honest, it was kind of a surreal, out-of-body experience. Because I don't know if anyone saw it, but they actually built the room with the clown doll and the tree, and they had a little boy, like like a mannequin, I guess, in the bed that looked exactly like me, and they had a sound alike that sounded like me as a kid. So I got to see myself and hear myself. It was kind of like the scene in 2001 where that character David Bowman was looking at himself. That's what I kind of felt like. I was like doing a flashback, they're so talented at Universal the way they set this up. They got the production design almost perfectly. It was like they matched it to the movie. They even got the props from the early '80s. So it was magnificent, but at the same time, it was kind of freaky. It's like to see yourself sitting there in a bed as a kid.
Did you get any good scares out of it?
I was like, oh my god, when they have the clown doll effects and the tree effect, I was like, they got some good like jump scares as you're going through. So I was getting to watch myself I was watching myself as I walked through the set of Poltergeist.
That's so surreal.
I know, it's like being part of a museum exhibit, but you're like a living and you get to see yourself as part of the exhibit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess I do remember seeing you walk the red carpet for that too, right?
Yeah, they had me out there, and it's everything Universal was so well done. It was so polished too. And they asked me, they pat me on the red carpet, and they asked me about the movie and my experience, and I'm so blessed and grateful that I got to be in a movie like this too. People are still watching 40 years later.
We sure are.
What's up, guys? How are you feeling? Hi.
Hello.
That's you either way.
I'll leave a scathing Yelp review. No, I was actually just talking about this backstage, and I think it's worth mentioning again. I'm sure you guys have heard about the incident on the Rust film with the gun going off and a DP losing her life and someone else being injured. I had forgotten about this actually until today, and I brought it up. When we did the scene, spoiler alert, sorry, where you shoot me in the face, we were using a prop gun, and Damien got on the ground and had David shoot at him first to show me that I would be safe, and that meant an immense amount to me, because safety was important despite that we were all doing some really horrific stuff.
But I still wasn't actually aiming the gun right at
No,
the person.
yes,
I aiming the side and all this stuff. That's why I remember what actually happened in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Just like, why was someone standing in front of the barrel of that gun?
Right. But I just mean to say that safety was very important, and Damien had his hands in everything and everyone.
How are you?
I will say, comfortability with some of the stuff that we were doing was super important to him too. We talk, obviously, right now we're talking a lot about safety and exhaustion on sets, but always we talk about, nudity, we talk about female exploitation in films, and as this happens, a lot in genre. When I knew that I was going to do the death scene, David made a point to come to where I was, my neighborhood. He had me pick the coffee place. We went and got coffee, and he talked me through everything that he wanted to do and asked me questions and really, made sure that I was comfortable. And this was before I even, signed the contract. It was this is all based on your levels of comfortability, and we want you to feel safe and secure and know that nobody's here to take advantage of you. And that meant an immense amount to me as a young woman working in film. So I think that's probably my favorite part of working with Damien is that he cares. At the end of the day, his movies are awesome, your creativity is awesome, but really what people value when you work with them is that they care about you.
Well, and meanwhile, my meeting you was in a basement somewhere with exit signs with arrows going both directions. And our first meeting in person, we've been talking online for so long, but our first actual meeting in person was literally in a different abandoned place in which we were doing a cast of my head, so I couldn't see or hear or kind of breathe.
That was a crazy trust exercise.
It was. That's exactly what it was.
Zombie movie.
Yeah.
This much.
I cried at the end.
So did I. So the characters were the best part.
I openly wept. Yeah.
Whatever they're doing in South Korea right now with these horror films, they are just knocking me out.
Because they genre bend. They're not afraid to be silly and horror and dramatic and comedy and
Right. It's the drama, I think, that really brings
Squid Game, all of that is just
Oh yeah, totally.
love it. I love this creativity that's out there right now. It's just like, I wish we had more of that here.
Yeah, I think that actually, now that you say that, is something that works really well with the Terrifier films. Is like it has these like moments that you're laughing, and I think that when you genre bend like that, it makes things more powerful. If you're just doing like gore on gore on gore, there's an appreciation that of course the fans have, like the diehard effects fans have, but when you are able to bring these kind of like ups and downs and bends and curves through the films, I think those are the most powerful things. The films when you're done, you're like, I don't know what that was. Like, was that horror? Was that a comedy? Was that some sort of psychological road trip I just took? I think that's when you really hit something.
And I think that's why the Elm Street films work so well. The Chucky films work so well because they have that nice balance of humor and horror. It takes the audience on a great roller coaster ride. I love it. Because it gives you time to breathe and you can really get them in a good scare.
It's the application and release of tension.
Yep.
All right.
She's so smart.
You have to see the sequel.
Midichlorians.
So many icons out there have their superhuman strength, they're dead, they're in dreams. What's art's?
Right, so he's made of magnum condoms. Slipped for your pleasure.
But it's funny you say that. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I said, let's kill you, get that over with, because every slasher becomes supernatural eventually. And I said, we have to just tackle that and not wait for that inevitability. Let's go right into it. And they never explain what's making these characters come back, what kind of magic, what kind of supernatural thing is going on. So I actually made that a big character in part 2. So that's a big element throughout the movie. Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? It is funny to me that you mentioned the Lincoln Center, since as it happens, I've actually performed there in the past. So I suppose that makes us...
Congratulations.
Congratulations, yeah.
I suppose that makes us sort of a group. But my question is, there is a certain scene in Terrifier that is often compared to a certain scene in Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm curious if you've ever actually seen that picture.
Oh yeah, I have. I think it's fantastic. I mean, I didn't know it existed until well after I made Terrifier. And then I remember my DP telling me one day, he's like, did you see this movie Bone Tomahawk? I'm like, no. He's like, they do something that's almost identical. He's like, you gotta see it. I'm like, oh great, here we go. And it's so hard. It is, no matter what, you think you're coming up with something, someone's so close, so they do the same thing. But that scene is phenomenal. Like that scene is
It's
just,
real
the
good.
effects are astonishing. It's super effective. It's very, I mean, anytime you put someone upside down naked and cut them in half, it's gonna be disturbing.
Anytime, any of the multiple times that we've all done that.
That happens on the regular.
All the time.
Thank you all.
Thanks, buddy. Rob.
All right, so before we do wrap it up, Damien, what can you tell us about upcoming Terrifier 2? Just anything you can tell us without giving anything away.
I mean, seriously, that it's gonna be worth the wait. If you love the first one, you're absolutely gonna love everything we did in the second one. It's just bigger. I say it's part 1 on acid and steroids. Cranked up to 11. The big difference is whereas Terrifier 1 was really just a showcase for Art as a villain, part 1 really is sort of a showcase for our new heroine, played by Lauren Rivera. And we really follow this character, Sienna, and her family. And we, as you know, Art's working his way into her life, and we find out why. And, you know, it's really cool. It's very different. Like I said, there's also a very big fantasy element that was not in the first one. So the tone is very different than almost anything. I mean, seriously, any horror movie, it's very hard to compare it to something that's come before. So I'm very curious to see what you guys think.
But the kills, oh my giddy hands. We didn't pull back at all. So it's like, I like to tell the story because, dealing with COVID, that kind of delayed us filming. And we're in the middle of filming our big, huge kill scene for the movie. And we'd already filmed like the first part of it, and then got put in lockdown there in New York. And Damien's just like, now we got time. We can actually flesh this out more, so he went back to the drawing board, and what we had already started filming was going to be great. I mean, one of our crew members, who was a huge horror fan, had to excuse himself from the set that night because he got a little woozy. And he was like, let's make this crazier. And so what was supposed to usually take like 2 days to film ended up being like almost a week-long shoot with this one person. And I finally got to see it the other night. He showed me the edited footage, and oh my God. Y'all might hate me by the end of this movie, because it's gonna make this scene look like, oh, that's cute.
That seems very hard.
I don't know how cute anything about that scene.
Yeah. That's one of the things. The idea of the hacksaw scene is very, I don't like throwing the word iconic around, but I mean, people really love that scene. So that's hard to top.
But we took that as a challenge. We're like, what can we do to top this? Because it's like, boy, we set the bar high. But I think it's a different type of scene, but it's pretty out there.
I mean, I don't know what happens, obviously, in the second one, even we're not allowed to totally know, but I think one of the things that makes that kill really powerful is that, like, we talked about this, I think, in the last con, is like, Damien writes these really kind of powerful, headstrong characters, right? Obviously, you know, Tara's character is super badass, but one of the things I did like about Dawn was that while she annoys you, she's very confident in who she is and what she wants and her sexuality, and ultimately that's what he kills her for, right? That's not only why she's punished, but also the way that she's punished is very sexually driven, and I think that's what makes it super alarming, and I think that's why it's super powerful. And if anything happens where he continues writing the characters that he does, I think that's only going to heighten, and you're only going to feel that attachment and feel, you know, more traumatized in a second. I don't know, but that's what I would speculate.
Well, I just
Step slightly, here we go, and of course this is Sam. I love Sam. There you go. Take a little step up, sweetheart. You can go a little closer. Oh, okay, guess not. Here, come here. Yeah, gently with that. There we go. There we go. Handle with care. I love the mini versions. It makes me so happy. All right, thank you, my little Sam. All right,
Alright guys, here we are. Back at Spooky Empire in the vendor room. Oh, both of the Sam lollipops are gone. I was hoping to get those on video. There were these huge Sam lollipops. Here's the hot sauces Brian likes.
No, I sold the stripes. Yeah, I sold my stripes too.
Like nude or something.
Yeah.
Cool mask.
What about
Oh, check this out, guys. This is actually Trick or Treat Studios masks. We didn't realize that. Pretty cool. All right, let's keep going. Bunch of kitty art. Some cool costumes. Keychains. Let's go down this way. As you guys know, there's all kinds of, hi Felicia, there's all kinds of cool stuff here. Like, we could go through every booth really slowly, but it'll take forever. I bought something from here, you'll see that in a bit. There's quite a few vendors that we've seen already. This is where I got my little Sam doll earlier this year. Gotta love that. Look at these. Horror house wall dioramas. Badass. I bought some earrings here. I'm gonna come back and get some more. And we're back. So, we have this booth. Frankenstein. A bunch of toys. There's a lot of art here. So many different artists. You can see some Spirit Halloween creators up there. A bunch of old games. Some cool shirts. Oh, we have to go sign the wall when we're done here.
Yeah.
Over there is where you see all the celebrity panels. There's nobody there right now, but we saw a lot of celebrities earlier.
Why is it moving?
And in and out of that room, actually. There's her, my best friend. Some cool toys. Whoa. That is something else. You see all kinds of costumes here. We've seen a lot today.
What's going on?
Some cool purses. I've been on the hunt for a Sam lollipop purse, but have not been successful. Oh, here's what you guys want to see. Some physical media. They're getting ready to close up shop, so a lot of the booths are kind of closing down their shit early. Here's Scott Spillman, our buddy. You saw this earlier in the year. Actually, both of these right here. Elvira and Jason, signed by Scott Spillman himself. Some cool stuff there. Taxidermy for you. This booth I always love. Look how cool. Awesome. Lost Boys. Those are pretty awesome. They're huge. VHS. Bride of Frankenstein. I'm going to see that tomorrow.
But that's the thing. I never showed a package deal.
Some more masks. Oh yeah. All right. Check this out. Frankenberry t-shirt and masks. Wow. So this is the tattoo room. We won't go over there, but there's so many tattoo artists. Huge. Did you see the Wicked Witch?
Yeah, I did.
Pretty spooky. These are awesome. We saw one. It was a Mars Attacks. This is awesome. Nightmare on Main Street. All these old-timey classic monsters. The Blob. Vintage costumes. Pretty cool. Some more original art. These are pretty cool. I think we showed you guys this last time. All the little Lego minifigs with art behind it. Some, what? Oh yeah, there's an animal.
Yeah, Stone Show. I
The movie.
There's Terrifier 2.
Oh,
The guy that's gonna be in it. Rick, I don't know how to say his last name, I'm sorry. Got these really cool shadow box light things. Ooh, that looks neat. Huh? Oh yeah. Awesome. We have freely seen some celebrities out and about, and we will share those stories with you in our video when we get home. Bunch of retro toys. More movies. Huh? What'd you say? This booth is always so cool. He's got these Wizard of Oz magnets. Almost pulled the trigger on those last time. Couldn't quite do it. Didn't do it again. This adorable dog that everyone comes to pet. Here's the crew again. Love it. Love the costumes. I wish we would have filmed earlier for you guys because there was a lot more costumes. This is really cool. There's a lot of NECAs and Toonie Terrors and old-timey toys. Oh boy. Last call. These are cool. Those are awesome. And we just paused the video because Brian bought me a present, which I will show you guys when we get home. Check these out. Awesome. Where is it? The machetes.
Where are you shipping it to?
Awesome. So that's cool. I just heard the guy say you can ship. We bought something for our pup here, of course, earlier. This is also another really cool booth. Reminds me of a carnival. These are like really cool lenticular posters.
Thank you.
I like the 11 one. It's cool. Cool spooky hand towels and onesies. Yeah, everybody's closing up shop. Oh, I see a Sam. Here's a Chucky photo op. There's Sam. Oh, it's actually somebody in a costume. I was like, what the heck? There you go, guys. There's some physical media for you. A lot of FYE exclusives, which we don't really get. Which we don't really get here. He got me again. He got me again. The fog purse, that thing's awesome. Hello! That guy gets me every time. Every time I walk by, he always wants me to smell his candles. I appreciate the effort and the tenacity.
Autographs, yeah.
Yes, all the Tom Savini. There's some Tom Savini autographed art. Some more pictures. Some crystals. Oh, I see that creep show. You see it? We are almost to the end, guys. Trick or treat. This booth is really cool. All these wooden, handmade, awesome. I saw somebody with a Chucky one, and they actually got Alex Vincent to sign it. Pretty awesome. Spooky witch. Edward Scissorhands. Now she's a cool witch. Treats. Oh, look at that Reagan art. A Reagan Ouija mashup. That Sam art is awesome. $10 for those prints. Some vinyl, some creepy dolls. Alright guys, so that does it for the vendor room here at Spooky Empire. We might get the chance to come back through here tomorrow, but I think the footage that you saw here is pretty much what you're gonna see. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff. We tried to go through here as quick as we could with the time that we had, right?
Yep.
It's been so much fun. We have one more day left, so we're gonna give you guys some more content. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys.
Hey, what are you here for? Pizza's coming.
They've all come to see you.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah? You had a good weekend so far?
Oh, yeah.
Met a couple of people? A couple of thousand people.
Hey, look at everybody so quiet. It's like you look like headstones because you're back.
It's Sunday morning, so everyone's recovering from last night.
I know, I'm sure.
Did you go out and party last night?
No. I did the night before.
Oh, okay.
And then I never wanted to look at another glass of wine.
So this is just coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
And some.
Here.
No, I'm kidding.
Hair of a dog. All right. We are going to have a little chat and we'll open it for Q&A. So if anybody has questions, you're welcome to start lighting up at the microphone.
Okay.
So start the conversation.
Yeah, you do. I'm sure you do. But anyway, we're in Colorado up in the mountains and doing a show, and they asked me to do a Q&A. And I have been watching Shatner sign pictures, and what he does is he doesn't even look up at the person. I mean, they're giving him $125, right? And he shoves it at him and goes, "Have a nice day." And I thought, God, what a self-centered narcissist. Just and a few other guys. And I went to do this like a Q&A like this, and I said, you know what I heard? I don't know if it's true or not, but Shatner might not come to the show. They can't find him. But the good news is that his ego will sign the picture. No, that's a good one.
So, are you videotaping? And we're videotaping anybody out there? Maybe?
No, good. Because I'll get sued.
Yeah, we won't hold you to it. It's all the wine time.
No, the Shatner thing is just a joke.
Of course.
Oh,
Do you have other celebrity friends that you like to?
oh yes. No, I love people. I don't normally get
Just
upset.
have fun.
Unless we're in the scene. Then I'll play the game. You call that acting? I don't do that.
So are you known as a jokester or a prankster, or do you like to mess around on set?
Now I am.
Did you get to a certain age, you're like, fucking, why not, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. What are they going to do to me? Kill me?
Been there, done that, got the broken nose.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys do look like headstones. It's really freaking me out.
What do you guys want to know? Stand up.
Look at
Get
that.
some Q&As going on. I know. We can bring down the bright lights if we wanted to. You want to bring up the house lights so we
I
can see
look
the
a
crowd.
little better in the dimmer
Yeah, we
light.
got the tech back there. We can bring up the house.
If it was, I'd call that one. That's like,
thank you for that moment. As fans, you know, we really appreciate that kind of.
We should find another name. It's not friends.
Friends.
I love the collective jazz.
I'm killing you because everything you try to talk about, I turn my head away.
It's fine.
You know, it's like-
Trust me, after having Tom Sizemore, you're
Oh my God.
I didn't badmouth him. Anybody who was there knows what I'm talking about.
Were you guys there? Was he rough?
Yes.
He
fell on stage. No, you're great. I love it. Did you have a question?
I did. I just wondered if you had anything from Pumpkinhead that you wanted to bring up.
Oh, wow.
Pumpkinhead stories.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, that movie, first of all, when I got the script, it said it was an orange cover with Pumpkinhead written over it, and I said to my agent, and I don't know why he did this, but Stan Winston sent it through my agent, and he's a friend. I mean, we did Aliens, anyway, I said, I'm not gonna read that. I mean, it looks like I'm gonna be riding around on a horse with a pumpkin on my head. And I'm not in the mood for that. I just didn't want to do it. So he said, no, read it. And so I read it. And I got to the scene where the little boy is in my pickup truck and he's dead already. He sits up and he goes, what had you done, Daddy? You know, and it was, I got, the hair on my neck stood up. And I said, yeah, I'll do the movie. Yeah. Who's directing it? And he said, Stan Winston. And I said, you gotta be kidding. You should have told me that right from the top. Anyway, so the most touching part of that was we shot it in California, in Topanga, because it looked like in rural America. It could be Georgia or Arkansas, wherever, but it was rural. And so we're shooting, and suddenly it hit me that this is gonna go bad, you know, this whole thing. They kill his son, and right before they kill him, I'm washing his hands outside in an outdoor sink, and I knew I had a very short time to convince an audience that I love my son and the kind of father I was playing. You know? And so I said to him, your grandmother, her skin, she was so old that her skin was thin as tissue paper. And when she would wash my hands, and I'm washing his, I said, I could feel the bones in her hands. And she was so kind. She was a kind woman. And the little boy is like dazzled. He's hearing about his family, his past, because he's so young, he doesn't have much of a past, you know. I mean, and then right away they kill him, run him over with drugs. And I thought, oh, thank God I did that, because there wasn't much time at the beginning for that. So it was a lucky moment. And they let me do whatever I wanted on that movie, as a matter of fact, because my instincts were right. You know, I felt I've been a father, you know, so I still have 2 daughters that are just getting older, you know, like we all did, but not as old as me, so they feel good around me.
But you still
You're the old fart.
And you remember that moment so vividly still.
Oh yeah. And that's really true. That came out of my life. I mean, they were Vikings. They were my family, all from Norway. So I'm first generation.
Thank you.
I'm replacing Rufus. So I was only on set for 4 days. I'd never met Rob. And you walk in there, and the sound guys were playing on their monitors one of his music videos, right? Where he's like, going crazy. And you look over at the director's chair where Rob's sitting there chewing gum going, you know, I think come here a little bit. Would you mind doing a little different? And then you look over and he's going, and the sound guys are like, right? This is crazy shit. So that was my first meeting of Rob. Yeah.
And then how soon after were you offered the role of Michael Myers?
Oh, that was a while later. I was actually up in Canada getting ready to talk to producers about another project, and the phone rings and it's Rob, right? So that's a phone call you're gonna take. So I'm like, okay guys, I gotta take this call. And Rob goes, hey, I want you to be Michael Myers doing the Halloweens. I'm like, Rob, I mean, tell me a little bit about it. And he explained the backstory, how it's gonna be a product of his environment and make him more than a one-dimensional character. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm in. You know, and he said, if you don't do it, I'm not going to do it. So, yeah, so it was kind of cool. Yeah.
Well, since you mentioned it also, the thing that I really love about his interpretation of it is that there is the backstory, so we do get to know a little bit more about Michael. Did that help you more with the role because you did know more about the backstory?
Yeah, you know, you got to create more. And it's like with Michael Myers, some people like him mysterious and no backstory, but for me, I prefer the backstory, and what helped me bring out the physicality of the role and everything was trying to reconnect with Laurie. I wasn't trying to kill her, I was trying to reconnect with her, and then of course, all shit breaks loose and it goes wrong, you know, and then it becomes a whole different ballgame. But originally I'm trying to reconnect as a family, you know, and then it went sideways fast.
A little, yeah.
A lot.
You could say that, yeah.
You know, she stabbed me, you know.
Well, if it's okay with you, since this is a Q&A, we do have 2 microphones set up, so whatever questions you have.
While playing Michael Myers, what would be your favorite kill?
Oh, that's easy. The nurse in Halloween 2, because she went on to win an Oscar. And I'm technically the only serial killer to kill an Oscar winner.
Go on, my children.
Is your life just lived in lines from the movies?
Pardon?
Do you feel like your life is just lines from the movies over and over again?
What, you know, the weird thing is when I'll be at a traffic stop, you know, and there's a convertible full of teenagers next to me, and I'm just sitting there, you know, trying to find a good station on Sirius XM, and I hear, yo, Kruger, hey, yo, Freddy, you know, for the next car, and I'm always forgetting, because I'll go weeks without being recognized, and then I'll be in a coffee shop, and I'll be, you know, dipping my fries in ketchup and reading the paper or something, or walking the dog, and one person will come up to me, and then it's a dozen, you know, and it accelerates. So it's kind of hit and miss. When I'm traveling, it's even stranger because, you know, I've done, I guess, over 80 feature films now, and 4 TV series, lots and lots and lots of guest star roles. So I never know when CSI or Bones or Hawaii Five-0 or some TV shows people rerun in Seattle or in Dallas or somewhere. And so that gives you a kind of a recognition factor. Because maybe you were on, I don't know, Charmed the night before. I had a Charmed rerun on, and everybody saw it. They see me, you know, at the market or something. And so that's sort of what happens to actors. It's so, and now with the retro channels, for the first time in like 25 years, I'm getting like original Charlie's Angels residuals. I open it up and I'm so happy it's 19 cents.
Printed and actually
But it's still, it's weird though, because even though it's only 19 cents on the residual, a lot of people watch or they're rediscovering some of those shows, you know, Police Story or whatever they are.
HBO Max right now is running the entire Nightmare series, so that's a whole other generation of kids that are getting into it.
Well, do we have some questions from
Yes, we're gonna have a ton.
Really simply is, Freddy Krueger was a child killer, not a child molester. A child killer. I think that makes him bad enough, right? You don't need to gild the lily here. He kills children, he's a pedophile, and he picks his nose. No. It's a child killer. And there's something poetic, darkly poetic about those words, child killer. It's almost like the name of a punk group. You could call them. You know, tonight child killers at 10 o'clock. There's something kind of darkly poetic about that because, and metaphoric and thematic. If you're killing children, what are you doing? You're killing the future. So you have to look at it in a symbolic way. The Nightmare on Elm Street. For my generation, and some of you are in my generation, although not many, but even some of the generation behind me, we learned to read the book about a family, Dick and Jane, and father and mother, and a cat named Puff and a dog named Spot. And they lived in this perfect American white bread suburban life. And they lived on Elm Street. And Wes is skewering that. Wes is saying it's the nightmare of suburban America. The America that was in the throes in the early 80s, in the late 70s, terrible divorce rates. And the family structure was beginning to change severely then. What else is Elm Street? It's the street in Dallas, Texas, where our beautiful President Kennedy was slain.
What was it like playing, like whenever you were making the movie with Jason, like what was it like?
Well, the guy that plays Jason, I'm sure a lot of you guys have met, Ken Gersinger, is great. Ken Gersinger's been in more movies probably than every actor here today combined. Ken is a great stunt coordinator from Vancouver, Canada. Comes from a family of big, tall, everybody in the family's over 6 foot brothers, and they lived in this beautiful little area south of Victoria on an island off of Vancouver. Ken now lives, I think he's on Granville Island in Vancouver. Great little urban island with bridges and everything. And Ken walked in, I think it was supposed to be Kane Hodder's role. Kane was waiting to negotiate his deal. Ken walked in applying for the job as stunt coordinator for Freddy vs. Jason, and he got the part because Ronnie Yu had always conceived of Jason as a giant, and Ken's 6'7" or 6'5", and Freddy was a little junkyard dog. I think Ronnie had seen a graphic novel or something of Jason where he was exaggeratedly tall. Anyway, because Ken's a stuntman, I felt really safe working with Ken as Jason. And you know, Freddy is afraid of fire. Jason's afraid of water. Camp Crystal Lake, the whole backstory there. But I was doing a scene with Ken, and we were in a room that was on fire. And I'd done my stuff. I'd already done my side. The camera had already been pointing at me. And it turned around now and was pointing at Ken. So we'd been in there for all of my side of the scene. 3 different setups, 3 different sizes of lenses on camera, you know, a couple of different angles. Now I'm done, and I'm kind of behind the camera, and it's Ken's turn to do his side. But this room, the set, had been on fire now for about 90 minutes. It was getting hotter and hotter. And if you know anything about fire, it eats up the oxygen. When there's less oxygen, it makes everybody a little dingy. So Ken's got his big close-up, and Ken's loving it. Ken's a good actor. Ken's gonna come at the camera like John Wayne, you know. He's gonna do his cool walk and Freddy, you know. And it starts out and he's way back against the wall, you know, and I'm insulting Jason, you know, you puck-faced mama's boy or whatever. And he's coming at me, you know, with his machete. Well, he stood so long against the wall, the back of his costume got so hot, he started to smoke. Literally, like epaulets on fire.
Fill your cup up in 7, or would you have preferred to continue to go straight the comedic route the entire way of the series?
Wes set it up so that Freddy was funny. Nightmare on Elm Street 1. He cuts his fingers off and they pus green, right? And he cracks a joke. He sticks his tongue out of a phone. You know, he takes Tina's face and puts it on and impersonates Tina. He's kidding around a lot in part 1. And what happened is, the audience loved that. They went crazy for it because it was a monster, a boogeyman with a personality. It also does something else. It allows you to laugh in a horror movie, which releases the tension. You know how people laugh nervously? Or you heard the term nervous laughter. Well, if you can get that nervous laughter out of your system in a horror movie, then we can set you up for a scare easier, because you've gotten rid of that nerve. Otherwise, if you just keep unrelenting gore and scare coming at you, sooner or later, the audience will start laughing at the movie. They're laughing nervously. They just have to do something with their fear, and that's how it manifests. So Wes was very clever about that. We ran with that, and we probably jumped the shark a couple of times. Part of the problem was really good writers with Oscars, famous writers, wrote for those movies, and they would write me a great one-liner, a great catchphrase. And lots of times the editors, when they were under a time restraint, would lean on the kind of percussive rim shot effect of having me do a kind of dirty, hairy one-liner at the end of a sequence. It gave them a natural way to edit, you know, a button on that scene to have me say, "Welcome to prime time," or something, you know. And so they would err in that direction. And they did that a little too much. And sometimes we shot two different versions. I know in, I think, Nightmare 4, and I know we're having a reunion for Nightmare 4 here. Kincaid in the junkyard. Kenny Sagos. When I killed Kenny, I did one take as a kiss of death with Freddie, and I gutted him. And I put my hand behind his head, and I brought it in for a slow Freddie. What a suck face. But no joke, no line, just real slow and creepy. And then he just held onto my body and slowly dropped down, and I just looked down at it. And it was, I saw it, you know, it was great. But they put a line in there. We put a line in there instead. They err in the direction of the joke sometimes because it's that rim shot, that natural ending, that button for a scene. So we got a little carried away and relied a little too much on some of it. But we returned to a lot of the darkness in part 7. I think, you know, that's, if I could do it again, I like that, but I also understand how successful Freddie having a personality is and what that means. Freddie likes his work. He's unapologetic. He's not politically correct. He's on a full revenge motif. And he's not trying, you know, if you're in a wheelchair, Freddie doesn't care. You're good enough for him to go after you. He's not making any distinctions, you know. And I think that fans respect that and like that. I think fans that might be in a wheelchair respect and like that, because I have actor friends, and they're often with various, you know, disabilities, and they often aren't asked to play saints all the time. They want to play bad guys too, you know. And it's sort of like Freddie is an equal opportunity killer.
All right, we're at Halloween Horror Night. Whoop, whoop. Finally made it. Let's go. That was a lot of good stuff, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We hope you guys enjoyed it. One thing we did forget to mention before was that we were going to put in all the awesome costumes.
Wow, we're keeping that in there?
I guess so. Yeah, we're going to go with it. Awesome costumes. Because it rhymed. I needed it to rhyme.
Okay.
The awesome costumes that we saw. I just need to say that, like, I watched so many people coming in and out of the event because the car was kind of far and you were such a gentleman and you kept going and getting the car when we needed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sitting there people watching, and man, I have so much respect for the people that do the cosplay. Like, they have the big like bellhop things with like all their bags of just like, you can tell it's not luggage. It's like just to prep for them to like get dressed.
Yeah.
And I'd love to do it sometime. That being said, I'd love to do it. I would love for us to do something simple.
Yeah, minimalist.
Like you could be Lurch and I could be like Pugsley. I was gonna say Morticia, but I just, I'm not at that figure quite yet, so maybe next year. So I said Pugsley.
Pugsley.
That's the first person I thought of. Okay. Anyways, we're getting off track. So yeah.
So
you saw all of the panels that we saw. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Brian didn't get the part of me walking up to the microphone, but one of those videos of Oliver Robbins answering the question about what it was. I think I asked him what was it like, because I knew he had gone through the Poltergeist haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights, and I wanted to know what it was like for him if he had been through it, to go through the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so the video you saw was me actually I surprised him. He didn't know I was gonna get up and ask a question because I kept nudging him are you gonna ask a question? Go ask a question.
Well, it was his only question.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
There was nobody else asking questions for him.
And I think that's what was burning inside of me. I'm like, okay, so he needs a question. It wasn't a pity question. I wanted to know.
Since it was at 12 o'clock, it was the first panel of the day. There wasn't really anybody there. It was it
was kind of sad.
There was probably 20 people watching his Q&A. So. But
it was still fun, and you could tell he was
still cool.
Was just excited to be there. But yeah, that's what that little surprise thing was that I was talking about. We kind of just did a refresher ourselves because it's been a little bit since we did this trip. So we just did a little refresher while you guys were watching the clips and seeing the pictures, and we said that we had an encounter with the gentleman in the elevator, but we actually ran literally ran into Robert Englund.
Yep.
So you can talk about that.
Well, we were walking out of the vendor room, and the security officer guy was like, "Excuse me, pardon me, coming through," like very important sounding and stuff like that.
Right here next to our face.
Right next to our face, and then right behind him was Robert Englund, and
he didn't even catch it. I just had got done recording that last clip you saw from the vendor room, and I actually have footage which we didn't put in. It's just black screen, but you can hear us talking, and it's when we walk out of the vendor room, and it was the moment that we walked past the security guard, and I was like, "Babe, oh my god, did you see the security guard was being like that because that was Robert Englund? That was Robert Englund." He turned around and he saw the side.
I saw the side of him, the back of his head.
Yeah,
so.
he was just making his way. It was Saturday night, so the night was pretty much done. The line for his photo op, and oh my gosh, it was.
And then we just saw
crazy.
All the girls from Nightmare 4 getting ready to go to a party and get drunk, Lisa Wilcox and Tuesday Night and Brooke Thies and all that.
Yeah. Oh, and fun little fact: we went night swimming. Remember, I said we had too much fun in the pool because there's a waterfall, and when you were little, you do that George Washington thing. Girls, what I'm talking about. You flip your head, and put the water, put your hair back. And I was like, "Babe, look, I'm George Washington." And then my ears went completely I couldn't hear anything. I was trying the blow dryer. We're Googling tricks to get water out of your ear. He's like, "Let's just go to bed." I'm like, "I can't." So anyway, long story short, I went down by myself to check out the little shop, and I saw everybody acting the most. They were so drunk. I wish you would have been with me. It was so funny to see. It was just hilarious. And I don't think I saw any celebrities, but
They were there.
They were there. Let's talk about the elevators for a minute.
Oh yeah, the elevators were a trip because you had like 20-something floors and people wanting to go in and out of the elevators nonstop, and they were just taking forever.
Yeah, we definitely made some friends on the elevators because we were on long rides up and down. I think we were on what floor were we on? 15th floor?
15th, yeah.
Which brings us to another point.
Yeah, there was actually a 13th floor to this hotel.
Yeah, you don't see that. You're not supposed to see that, but it's a thing there.
Well, the people that stayed there probably had bad luck. So.
Yeah, I would not have wanted to have been on the 13th floor Spooky Empire weekend. But what else was I gonna say? I know there was more stuff we were gonna throw at you. We talked about meeting Robert Englund. Elevators were crazy. Oh, you heard Robert Englund talk about he made some comment, I don't remember now, but it was something funny about the Hyatt elevators. He like referenced it to something else, and everybody laughed because it was that moment where like it's a celebrity and you know it's a human being, but like when they kind of come to your level and talk about something you've been experiencing all weekend, it kind of makes you think like, oh yeah, he's just a regular dude, because he like talked about what a pain in the ass the elevators were all weekend, you know?
Yeah.
And it made it like really fun for everybody to hear that. And his panel, by the way, was, I don't think there was standing room, but people standing, but it was jam-packed.
It was jam-packed.
But still, I mean, we got pretty close.
We got pretty good seats, yeah.
For not being VIP, I think we did really good with our seats and stuff. So, was there anything else that you wanted to
Not really. I think we covered.
I know. I like to just talk about the whole like. I get excited and I want to talk about everything. So yeah, we stayed at the Hyatt Regency. You saw those pictures, obviously. We have some fun stuff to show you. Before we show you the Spooky Empire stuff, I want to show two things that we picked up at Spirit Halloween. I know it's super late. You guys are like already have your Christmas trees up and stuff. But we never got to show off these two really cool things that we got during spooky season. So this is probably one of my more favorite items that we got from Spirit, and it's Sam. It's the Sam side stepper. I know he looks kind of weird right now, but my favorite part is his butt with the buttons. So I'll let him play because he actually does move, and well, he doesn't talk, but anyways. You just woke our dog up.
He's chilling.
He's chilling and killing. I don't know what the little baby laugh at the end is. I don't think Sam ever does that.
No, he doesn't.
But still,
not to my knowledge.
Still cool. Still cool. All right, Sam, you can chill there. This is
that
also...
killer clown side stepper is really annoying though.
Oh my gosh, did you guys see that one? It was like so loud and obnoxious. I mean, that one's pretty loud, but it's not like that one was. Anyone care for a Holly Hobart? We picked this up. I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh. Well, actually, he saw it online. You want to hold it up like closer? There's like literal nutritional facts on it and everything. It's really cool.
Yeah.
If you don't know, this is from the movie Trick or Treat. This is one of Sam's weapons, which we have the lollipop. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding, guys. It's a piece of plastic, but it's retractable.
It's cool. So you can fake stab somebody.
Yeah, so stab me with it. Yeah, see? And then I'll stab you. This is fake. If you're, oh my gosh, I should have said disclaimer. If you're a child at home watching, do not try anything like this at home. This is a piece of plastic. This is a toy. It's fake. This is not real. Do not do this to anybody. Did I scare you?
No.
That was like a genuine reaction.
It stabbed me.
Did it hurt?
No.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Anyway, that's that. That was fun. Okay, so,
what else did we pick up?
I really pushed for you to get more stuff like that you wanted. I know it's all our stuff,
I didn't want anything really.
He really didn't. It was, like we said, it was kind of
It
just...
was a lot of the same vendors as the one that we went to in April, so.
It was, yeah. So we saw a lot of repeat stuff. And of course, I was like, I want this, I want that. But it's for both of us. Well, I mean, there's one particular thing that is not obviously for both of us, but I saw this last year. This has to be the same picture in the same frame.
Probably
and
so.
I'm glad that I got it. I don't... Do I have the... I do have
The Wicked Witch.
No, I don't have who it was. Because I gave them cash. I didn't get a card. You'll probably see it in our video, though.
Yeah.
Definitely go back and look. You'll see it's like... I love this so much. I love it so much. That's all I can really say about it. It's just gorgeous. I love the Wicked Witch. I love Wicked. You guys know this. So yeah, there's that. Oh, this. That was pretty cool. We found that at
Spirit.
Spirit.
Advertising
Before we went.
Oh, and Tom Savini canceled too. That sucked.
That's right.
That was the big one that I
It
missed.
did suck. Yeah. Was this?
That was the little.
Layered
That was
paper
your
art?
earrings.
This is that's layered paper art?
That's your earrings.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll go to those now. That's the thing I was talking about that Brian actually can't. We can't say that it's that he can use those. I mean, you could, I guess, if you wanted to. If you want to show that, this is the vendor that had these little guys. It's freaking bats.
It's all geek to me.
These are off the little card because I wore these most of the weekend because I didn't bring any fun earrings. Can you show them up closer?
Maybe.
Possibly. I'll put this
I
behind them.
already did that.
What? No, I was going to put it behind it, but that doesn't make sense because your hand's there.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's all good.
It's freaking bats.
Freaking bats.
So yeah, I got freaking bats. And then, it still smells like strawberries from my gum. Okay. And then got ghosts.
I'm just gonna hold the
Little
package.
ghosts. These were only like, what was it, like $2?
$2 or $3, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that being said,
Handmade.
they had
This handmade quality shit we're talking here.
They had, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know if I showed close up in the video, but they had Lego minifig earrings, like dangly ones. I just knew that I wasn't going to wear something like that, but they had keychains. I might have gotten a picture and it might have been in our video, I don't remember. But I bought my brother a Jason Voorhees keychain, a minifig. And they basically super glue it together. So if you want to check that out, check them out on social media. And they had little mini VHS earrings.
Yeah,
it was
those
the same
are cool.
booth. I ended up getting these. These were on clearance. These were just little studs, plain little studs, but that's kind of how I roll. So
Spiders.
and you can show those. I just got those for like whenever.
Little jimmies.
Yeah. Thank you for showing my cute earrings.
Of course.
Thank you for buying me cute earrings.
Of course.
Okay. This was, oh, I just said it, didn't I? Cat?
I don't know, cat's art or something like that.
Something like that.
Cat's
this is
art.
so really cool.
This is cool. It's like a stencil board.
Oh, it's like it's an easel.
Easel, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Of The Exorcist. And it fell right off. Oh, thanks, babe. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There we go.
You're okay. It's okay. Everything's okay.
So that's cool.
I love this. I saw it and I was like, oh, gotta get that.
Hand drawn.
Yeah. See, and it opens up so we can like stand it. You see?
Yeah. That opens up, yeah.
It's really cool. It's really well done. Like, you look at that and you know immediately what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's on like a little baby canvas. I just thought that was so cool. We did buy our little pooch a toy. Like, as always, we always have to get her something at Paws and Claws Couture. So check them out. pawsandclawscouture.com. They're probably on all the socials too. You saw in the video, we got her the little pumpkin squeakies. And when we were at the booth, we actually saw the girl, the blonde-haired girl from Terrifier.
Yeah, Catherine Corcoran, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, she was there loving up on a doggy that was actually a movie star. The woman was saying he was going to be in a movie, I think, coming up. Something. I don't know.
Was that what we got?
What?
That everything we got?
No. Pub. I put this in there so I'd remember that we went. This was like from my napkin. I know I'm a weirdo.
Oh, yeah.
It was his first time going to the pub. And we threw a little picture in there too of it. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in walking distance from our hotel, but we got in the car and drove there because we didn't realize how close it was. So
yeah,
my bad. Oh, actually, that is everything we got except for what we got at Horror Nights.
Well, we got a Horror Nights.
We got a souvenir from Horror Nights, and it's actually still wrapped from that night. We haven't unwrapped it. So you want to unwrap it?
Unwrap the other one.
Okay, we'll unwrap them together. It's like Christmas, but not.
These things are freaking taped.
Yeah. We got these at the end of the night, too, so we wouldn't have to lug them around, and they'd stay safe. Because we were jumping a lot in the houses.
We got
Right,
a
you go
couple.
first.
We got a couple cool glasses.
Yeah, you remember saying that we got these, like the retro ones of like.
Yeah, so 30 Years and 30 Fears.
Yeah.
We got all the icons on there.
Yep. And what's the queen from the.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about. That lady. I forget what her name is. She was in one of the scare zones.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yep. Cool stuff.
Yeah, they had a lot of glasses like this, but we were picky and choosy about which ones we got.
And then this one's my favorite.
Yeah.
The Universal Monsters one. It's got Frankenstein, Bride, Dracula, Wolfman.
That's an awesome one.
Creature. Didn't have the mummy on it though, but.
No, that's weird because you know they usually leave the creature out.
Yeah, the creature's usually the one left out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So yeah, a little brief like overview of Halloween Horror Nights. We had a lot of fun.
Oh,
You
yeah.
saw the pictures and videos. Definitely didn't love the show as much as I did. What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
now?
the show was just alright.
There was some cool effects.
There was a lot of fire. It really warmed you up, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of booty shaking.
Yeah.
There was like, I don't know, you probably couldn't see it in the video, but if you've watched the video of it, Nightmare Fuel was the name of the show this year. And there was like this trick where it was like a trap door in the bed and like the guy was there, but then there was a girl and like, you're like, how the hell did they do that? And they did it with a cage too. Awesome. I can't remember the name of it's like it's like the name of the trick is something specific. I don't know, but show was awesome.
Anyways, yeah. You're
Sorry.
going off.
I'm excited.
I know.
This makes me excited.
It's gonna be like an hour-long video.
They love it. It's okay.
Okay.
Right? Anyway.
Well, we went to all 10 houses. So we went to every single haunted house that they had because we had the express passes, which were expensive, but they paid off. So that was cool. It was a sold-out night.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You can keep going.
We went in Realm of the Pumpkin twice because we loved it that much.
We did.
I loved it.
That was the best one. Wicked Growth, the Pumpkin Realm.
Yep. Yep. We kind of had a rainy night, so we didn't get to see everything in the scare zones. So that kind of sucked.
Yeah, the scare zones, we didn't get to see all of them, yeah.
But I
that
mean,
was like the only thing.
They weren't that great this year anyways, so from what we heard and what we saw on YouTube.
But Halloween Horror Nights is always fun. The Texas Chainsaw House was badass.
I don't remember much of it.
Haunting of Hill House is cool.
Yeah, if you watch the show like we did, we prepped for it. It was amazing.
Beetlejuice was awesome.
Yep, except for that spinning room. The vertigo
room. One room was spinning and Coco couldn't walk after that.
No, I was like going around with it. Like I did not like that at all. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video and stay tuned for more content from Brian Goes Blue.
And Coco too.
Signing off. Bye.
Bye.